Hey guys, my name is Sarah Huggins and I'll be doing history of Cape Verde, and the series of 10 islands which are situated off the coast of West Africa were discovered officially by the Portuguese in 1456, and they were not colonized until 1461, and it was up until this time that Prince Henry the Navigator wanted to use Cape Verde as a trading route in and around Africa, because currently the Muslims controlled the golds and goods through trans-Sahara Africa, and to the Mediterranean the Turks had control there. So really their only option as a Christian-based trade route was to create their own, and Cape Verde happened to be the perfect stopping point. The Cape Verdean people, the colonies actually for the Portuguese, were established in 1461, and then it wasn't until 1472 that they started owning slaves, and this was primarily in the harbor of the island of Santiago. This harbor saw all trades, all goods, and actually became the most popular slave trade harbor to not only do slaves, but any types of goods that passed through. So Cape Verde really prospered during this time. For many years. They were able to establish a good economic base and actually made them extremely popular to pirate attacks and buccaneer attacks, many of which were sanctioned by England and France. So there was an issue with having to move a few ports around because they were subject to attack. And through a series of wars in Europe, they actually had an economic issue where the slave trade declined. The slave trade was put on hold and declined rapidly because Europe was otherwise involved in other issues. So this really took a toll on the people there and their livelihoods, really. And it wasn't until going into the 18th and 19th century, and even moving in, it wasn't until the 19th and 20th century, when the ocean liner was created, that it really put Cape Verde back on the map as a resupply station for the ships that were making the long trip. Also during the 19th and 20th century, the Cape Verdean people began having an education and began becoming more literate, which helped them understand the independence movement that was going on in mainland Africa. During this time, Guinea was at a 5% literacy rate, whereas Cape Verdean, most of the population was at a 70% literacy rate. So these people were actually more liked than their other Portuguese colonies because they had a lighter skin tone. However, during a series of droughts and other economic tragedies, the Portuguese pretty much ignored them, which put a rift between their mother country and the colonies. And moving into 1956, the African Party for the Independence of Guinea and Cape Verde was established, and they really pushed for their independence. And due to declining issues in Portugal and really Cape Verde and Guinea pushing for their independence, Portugal was finally able to let go of Cape Verde and granted them their independence in 1975. And it wasn't until 1981 that the African Party for the Independence of Cape Verde was established, and they were able to hold their own elections, and they were able to begin putting their own laws in effect and begin becoming their own independent nation. They did really struggle with unemployment, which rose to 60%. Due to the all the colonial employment was gone, and many people suffered from that. There was also a large series of droughts, which the droughts in Cape Verde lasted up to 5 years, and really throughout the 19th and 20th century, over 100,000 people died from droughts and lack of natural resources, which Cape Verdean has to import about 90% of all of its natural resources. A lot of it is not utilized as their salt mines and other areas, but Cape Verde has struggled to maintain a stable situation throughout history, throughout droughts, starvation, and an economic depression. But they are a people that is thriving, and as of today they are stable, but they have to work really hard at it, and they are definitely their top commodity is their own human labor, And so while they are prospering, it's taking them a slow and steady route. But as of today, they are a happy nation and a proud nation. Thank you.